Storytime, my sister and I live in the same house, but we haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. So a little background information, I was 17 years old and a junior in high school, and my sister was only a year younger than me, so she was 16 and a sophomore in high school. My sister struggled a lot in school with making friends because she wasn't very likable. She had a really bad attitude, she would bully people all the time about their appearances. So naturally, this made her quite a few enemies. And I just so happened to be really good friends with the older siblings of the kids that she would bully. And they were always coming to me saying, hey, get a hold of your sister before we do. And whenever I would warn her about this, she would literally say that she didn't care and she wishes somebody would confront her about it. Now, my sister did have a group of friends who all were notorious for loving fighting and bullying others as well. So in my head, I was like, okay, at least she has them to back her up. However, things took a turn for the worse whenever she took some inappropriate photos of a girl changing in the locker room and shared them around the whole school. This girl was a freshman and she just so happened to be a sibling of one of the girls in my sister's group. Part 2, my sister and I live in the same house, but we haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. So like I said, my sister took some pictures of this girl in the locker room and sent them around the whole school, and this girl's older sister was a part of my sister's friend group. I didn't know about this until rumors reached me that my sister was going to be jumped after school. So instead of going straight to my boyfriend's house after school that day, I drove her home instead. The next day, my best friend texted me in the morning saying, hey, you might want to walk around with your sister because they're going to try to get her in the locker room. So my best friend and I took turns all day watching after my sister. And sure enough, whenever we went into the locker room with her, there were 7 girls waiting to fight her. Here's the thing, I'm not a fighter. Fighting isn't fair to begin with, so I picked up this metal scooter next to me, and I just start swinging it at them. Thankfully, security guards and teachers intervened before anything terrible happened. They looked at my sister as the victim, so all of us ended up getting suspended except for her. Fast forward after my suspension, I go back to school. Everything was normal until I went to the library during lunch. All of the girls who got suspended, plus 5 more girls, were all staring at me. Like for part 3. Part 3, my sister and I live in the same house, but we haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. So like I said, everyone except for my sister got suspended, which I don't even know how that happened. But fast forward after my suspension, I returned to school and everything was normal until I went to the library during lunch. When I got there, those same girls that got suspended plus 5 more girls were all staring at me while I was walking over to my table to go study and eat. And then I see this one girl that is known for fighting, so she has to have a security guard with her at all times. Like, this guy literally had her on a leash 24/7. So when I didn't see him with her, that's when I knew it was time for me to get up and go. So I grab all my things and I go to walk out of the library, and then all of a sudden I feel someone yank my hair and it was over for me. All those girls ended up getting suspended again, and I ended up getting suspended for that picture because my sister went around and told everyone in school that it was me who took the picture and I was the one bullying that girl online through fake accounts. And my sister told everybody that I was going to be in the library during lunch that day. Her and I still live at our parents' house, but we do not speak to each other at all.
Last year, October, I got back from a 6-month deployment. I had been flying for like 15 hours, y'all. I was so tired. I flew into BWI, which is Baltimore, Maryland, and my flight got in late, so I was going to have to spend the night and then catch my flight the next day. So I was like, well, let me find a hotel that's, close enough to the airport so I can just get back tomorrow. Call me an Uber. I ended up staying at the Aloft Hotel over there. Now, I had stayed at an Aloft before, so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I just need a hot shower, a place to sleep, get up tomorrow and hit it. I get my Uber ride was all fine. I get to my hotel. As I get to the Aloft, I'm walking in. Mind y'all, I'm in full uniform. I got a backpack on, a huge duffel bag, and a huge roller bag. I mean, all the gear you can think of, I'm toting it. And it's heavy. As I'm walking in, I'm a very observant person. There's a man sitting down in the lobby right by the desk. He has on a puffer jacket with the hood up, a white tee, some shorts, some socks, no shoes, and a half-smoked black a mile. I see him, he see me. I see him, he see me. I go to the desk. I'm standing at the desk and he kind of started making these little noises behind me. So I kind of look back and he's just like mugging me, y'all. Not even looking at me on no, oh, I'm just trying to see, was she in the military? No, he's mugging. And I'm like, that's weird. Mental note. So there was a problem with their system at the desk. So we're just making light conversation while she's trying to figure out the computer system. A flight attendant walks up to check in as well. So we all kind of just start talking while she's figuring it out. She finally get it figured out and she's like, here you go, ma'am. You're going to be in room 511. Everything in me was like, ooh, why she say my room number out loud? This man already back here chirping like a damn bird, and now I just already felt uneasy, and you done told him my room number. I'm like, you know what? Get your key, get to your room, you're going to be good. So I gather all my bags, y'all. I head to the elevator, which was right off, the side of the desk. I get on there, finally get my bags, and take a little breath. I'm about to go up. Just as the elevator door is about to close, he comes running. Mind y'all, it took me about 25-30 minutes to check in. This man was sitting there the whole time. Now you must run to the elevator. He was like, hold it. So I don't hold the door, but he still manages to make it enough time to get in there, right? So I'm like, ugh. He get on the elevator, he gets to the back corner, and he's like 5. In my mind, I'm like, you heard that, I'm going to floor 5. Whatever. Just as it's about to close again, the flight attendant comes running like, hold it. So I hold it for her, y'all, because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be on here by myself. So she gets on and we all just kind of stand there. She says 7. So I hit 7. So he kind of still looking, but I'm just trying not to pay him any attention. I'm just focusing on getting off this elevator. So we get to 5 first and it dings. He looks at me and I look at him. He look at me again and I look back at him. He gets off the elevator, but he is mugging me the whole way by. And even after he got off, he's looking back over his shoulder at me. I let the doors close. I know he like, no, I know that bitch was supposed to be a 5'11". Yeah, you thought. So the flight attendant is like, well, that was weird. And I was like, mm-hmm. So we get up to floor 7. I tell her, have a good night, be safe. And I go back down to the front desk with all my bags. I told all that shit back out. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to need my room changed in a different floor. I just don't feel comfortable. So just as I'm talking to them, there's another elevator on the other side of the lobby, I guess. This man has come down the other elevator and is walking back towards the check-in desk. He goes to the other side of the desk and he's staring at a blank wall. There's nothing there. His back is to us, so it's like he's just trying to listen. So I lower my tone a little bit and I said, you know what? As a matter of fact, cancel it. Now it's almost midnight. I don't think I said that. I'm tired as hell. But I said, go ahead and cancel it. So she was like, okay, I'll cancel it. Her colleague came up and she kind of like, what's going on? And she was like, I'll let you know in a minute or whatever like that. So she canceling it. I was like, I'm going to call me another Uber. I'm going to book somewhere else online. So she was like, okay, we're going to move you to the back. So they don't move me into like the little office where they sit because she was like, I didn't want him harassing you. I didn't want you to feel any kind of way. He has been here before. He actually does stay on the 5th floor, but we have had complaints from, other customers saying that he's bothered them in the past. So I'm like, why is he still allowed to stay here? But that's neither here nor there. They said they was going to call the police on him. I was like, do whatever y'all need to do. Clearly, he done been here before. I'm just not staying here. And I was too tired. So I get me an Uber and I get the hell up out of there. I end up going to stay at like a Holiday Inn or something. I had me a good night's sleep, got up, got me a little breakfast, and got the hell on through. All that to say, y'all, please, if you work at that counter, don't give out that room number out loud. And for those of you that are traveling, keep your head on the swivel. Pay attention. Because there's people out here that really will get you. If I was off my game, he might have caught your girl slipping. Not that night.
2 weeks before I got married, I had a dream that my fiance at the time was cheating on me with somebody. And it really shook me. I thought that dream was so real. And I remember waking up. It was July 4th, 2022. I remember the day. And I woke up and I texted him and I said I had a really horrible dream. And in my religion, when you have bad dreams, you're not supposed to say what they are. So I didn't tell him exactly what it was, but it was basically saying that he was cheating on me with somebody. And I ended up getting married 2 weeks later. And then 8 days after I got married, I found out that he was indeed cheating on me with that person. So if that isn't a sign from God, I don't know what is.